And I'm just going to close with this because, this is personal. This is no longer Mannatech talking. My wife and I in 1993 were at a place in our lives where we just desperately wanted change. We had been working in business all our life, and we'd started our own business, but everything we did was for us. Everything we did was for our gain. And we just kind of got to a point in our lives where we were just kind of fed up with that. And, I don't care what your faith is. I'm not trying to convince you of anything other than just share my story. But we just prayed about it, and we said, God, lead us into something that can glorify you. Let us do something that will be meaningful to the nations, that will bring hope, that will bring value to other people's lives. Because we just want to be a part of something that is bigger than ourselves, something that will glorify you. And so we were just praying about it that night. And my wife said, you know what, I think God just spoke to me, and I don't know what that means to you folks, but she said, this is what I heard. God said he's going to bless us with a Joseph company, a company of provision. This is 1993, a year before we started this company. I had no idea what that meant. She said it's something that we're to take to the nations to glorify God and to bless people all over the world. And I thought, well, that sounds pretty interesting. I had no idea what that meant, but I think that's exactly what's happened. Now, this is my personal belief. And because we've been blessed with such a technology that can make such an impact, I believe we're called to steward that technology. That means that we run a good, fair, equitable business. It means that we're fair to our associate base. It means that we share in the profits equitably amongst each other, because it's all of us that make this thing happen. It means that we hire the right people to run the right kind of company. But here's what else it means. Our business model of distribution won't go everywhere. There's third world countries out there that don't have the infrastructure to support what we do, or the finances to support what we do. And you know what? There's hurting people out there. I remember my wife and I in about 1997, we've adopted all of our kids, so we have a real heart for fatherless children. And we were supporting an orphanage in Romania. And, they came to the States, and we'd been financially supporting them for several years. And, they give a report every year. We built a wing this year. We bought a van. We did this. And it's always encouraging to hear. But this year, this lady said, you know what? It is heartbreaking here in Romania because all of our kids are sick. She said, at any given time, 50% of them are in the infirmary. And she said, we are losing 25 to 35 kids a year. They're dying because we have no health care whatsoever. And it is breaking our hearts to see these kids suffer in this way. If anybody knows anything that could help us, please let us know. And I'm sitting here with this discovery. And I look at my wife and I said, I think we got something that could help, and I don't even know how to get it to them. So we walked up to the lady afterwards and we introduced ourselves and we said, you don't know us and, personally, but here's who we are. And, we've got a biotech company that has made a discovery in nutrition that might help your kids. We take this glyconutrient blend and we put it into a gummy bear. It's kind of like a Trojan horse. We know that a kid won't eat a pill, but they'll eat a gummy bear. And then all this goodness breaks out inside of them, So we said, we'd like to send you enough gummy bears for a year for all your orphans. And so we bought the product from the company and sent it over there. The next year, this lady came back and she found us. And she said, you are not going to believe what happened. The incidence of poor health has dropped from 50% to less than 5%. And for the first time in over a decade, not one child died in our orphanage this year. Now I got to tell you something. I have been compensated in business about every way that you can. Salaries and bonuses and stock options and everything. Nothing has been as rewarding as that statement that night. And all of a sudden I realized that I was a part of destiny, that I had been brought and led into a company that did have a technology that could impact the nations, and that we would be called to steward this appropriately worldwide. And so we started this thing called Mannarelief, because the minute we told that story, good grief, our associate base out there wanted to know what they could do. This is not business as usual in Mannatech. And if you're a guest, you know, the people that brought you here wanted to expose you to three things: an incredible technology that could radically impact lives, an incredible business opportunity that could give people financial security in a world that is turned upside down financially, but last but not least, to be involved with a group of people that is unlike anything I've ever been associated with. How many of you that are in Mannatech have ever seen somebody that was in need and given them product? Just raise your hand. Folks, that is not business as usual. That is not every man for himself. That is not, I got to make a buck off of everything that happens. Because the culture of this company is very unique. So when we told our associate base about this, guess what? They started linking us up and raising the money to take these products to orphanages all over the world. Today, we have serviced orphanages in over 80 countries around the world through Mannarelief. And you know what? I didn't know but one of them, and that was the one in Romania. So, you know, Mannatech is a company of provision. It really is. It's a company that changes the lives and brings value to people in so many ways. And, you know, that's really what people wanted you to come tonight and listen to. So I thank you very much for spending your evening with us, and bless you guys for coming. Thank you.